Hi guys, it's Fo from FoAlexander.com, a faith, fashion, and lifestyle blog. And I'm here with a requested video, the M7574 McCall pattern. Now before I jump into the pattern review, first and foremost I want to say thank you guys. I've reached over 1,000 subscribers, so give yourselves a hand for subscribing and sharing and liking and commenting and all those great things that come along with having a YouTube channel and watching YouTube videos. So thank you very much for that. The second thing that I want to remind you guys is So Deaf magazine. That will be coming out tomorrow, and again I contribute to that magazine, so you want to make sure you check it out and see what's in the next issue, which is the September-October issue. So now it's going every 2 months as opposed to every month. So check it out, SoSoDeafMag.com, and you can also check them out on Instagram, SoSoDeafMag on Instagram as well. So thank you guys again, and I will get into the review. So again, this review was requested, and I also promised it from one of my previous videos and blog posts. So I finally got time to sit down and actually record the review. I did do a blog post on this particular pattern. However, I am going to repost it to my blog. It was not originally on my blog, but I will repost it there and include this video as kind of to coincide with the blog post or the video. So this one was requested, and for this particular pattern, this is the envelope. I sold view D, and I got a lot of compliments and questions about that particular make that I did. So here it is. It doesn't look as exciting as it does on the blog pictures, but I made this particular make using some Wild Liverpool from LA Finch Fabrics. If you've never heard of LA Finch Fabrics, then you are missing out on life. But I purchased this as one of their summer clearance fabrics, so I'm not sure if it's actually still available. If it is, I will link it in the description box. If not, you can always try to search for some Wild Liverpool. I will say the pattern does not call for Liverpool. The recommended fabrics are jersey, rib knit, interlock, and cotton knits. So it wasn't one of the recommended fabrics, but it worked out in my case. I cannot assure you that it'll work out in your case, but I knew that I wanted to use this particular fabric for the dress, so I just went ahead and did it. I didn't have any issues with it. The fabric sewed up very nicely, so in the end it worked out, but of course it's not one of the fabrics that the pattern calls out. So if you want the best results, I would say just go with the fabric that's recommended on the pattern package. So nonetheless, it came out pretty well, and the reason I say that I wouldn't recommend the Liverpool is it got a little bulky when it came to the pockets. Obviously you can't tell because I'm showing you on a video, but it's very thick and bulky in the pocket area. So that's why I would say don't use Liverpool, because it can get very thick and bulky in some places, especially where you need it to be very crisp and be able to press it out. So that is not the case with the Liverpool in the pocket area. Now, one major thing that I mentioned about this particular pattern in the blog post is that I did have some issues with the pattern piece not matching up. So the sleeve that's on this is a raglan sleeve, so it's not your typical sleeve that you just set. So it's a raglan sleeve, so you actually kind of sew two pieces together, and then it attaches at the front and then it attaches at the back. So when I went to put the pattern pieces together, they did not match up, and I actually have a clip of that I'll insert showing how they did not match up. So I'm going to show you guys with the pattern what I mean by the notches not matching up. So this is pattern piece 2, which is the front piece, and this is pattern piece 6, which is the sleeve front for views B and D. And so here you have a notch here and a notch here that should line up, and then this should line up here on this side, and then you also have a notch here right on the curve that should line up here. Now I did make a boo-boo. I cut too deep and I put some tape on. and then I accidentally hit the tape with iron when I was flattening out the pattern, so that crinkled it a little bit, but not enough for it to have this issue that I'm about to show you. So here is lining up. If I do it here, and as you can see, or maybe you can't, it lines up perfectly with the neckline here. And then, but if you match the ends here, the notch here and the notch here do not line up. So if you are sewing this, just know that the notches are not going to match here on the front piece and piece 6. Now, what I am going to show you is the back piece and the back sleeve. They do line up. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy again. So I went back through and I said, okay, well, let me try it on the back piece, because it's the same shape as the front piece as far as the sleeve goes. And the back, the collar area is mostly the same as the front. So I got piece 7, which is the sleeve back for views B and D, and then pattern piece 3, which is the back part of the dress for all views. So I'm gonna put them, of course, right sides facing, and here we go. So here is the end of the garment here. The arm lines up almost perfectly with the notch here. It's a little slightly off, but for the most part it lines up with the notch here. And then if I go here, this notch lines up, and then it meets right at the collar. So I mean, this can be a little off, that's fine, but the way that the other one was like drastically off, that's a problem. So this one I can work with, I can figure out, and this helped me know that I'm sane and that this pattern actually, the pieces, the notches don't line up on the front piece. So what you'll have here is, this will be bunched up, what you'll see on the actual illustration in the pattern, and then of course you'll have stretch, and you can clip your notches in order to make sure you meet at the curve. So I just wanted to let you guys know, if you're sewing the 75-74, know that the front piece and the front sleeve piece, the notches aren't going to match up. So just kind of, I don't want to say use common sense, but you just want to line it up and sew it like you would know to sew it, right? You want to meet here at the collar area, and then you want to meet here at the end of the sleeve. And then of course you'll sew them together and they'll make the raglan sleeve. So after working through that, it was pretty much easy going from there. The most difficult thing besides the sleeve was, I mean, you just had to do a lot of edge stitching. And if you have a blind hem foot, or even an edge stitch foot, I think is what it's called, but I use a blind hem foot. If you do that, then it's really easy. You just line it up and you can do your edge stitching that way. Otherwise, you'll probably have to eyeball it. But that was probably the most complicated thing on this garment next to the sleeves. Everything else was pretty simple. Now, as far as sizing goes, I was kind of surprised with this particular pattern, because I'm typically a 14 or a 16. For this pattern, I had to cut out an 18 and grade up to a 20 at the hip. I'm used to grading up for my hip, so that wasn't a surprise, but the fact that I had to do an 18 top was very surprising, because I do have a smaller top than bottom. So it was an 18 top for this. So when you're looking at this pattern, make sure you're paying attention to the finished garment dimensions, so that you'll know exactly what size pattern that you need to cut out. So again, mine was an 18 and I graded up at a 20 at the hip, and it was quite fine. One thing that I liked about this particular pattern and this finish make is it's very comfortable. In the blog post, I think I wore it with sandals. I worn it out and I just wore some like tennis shoes with it, and it's very comfortable, looks very chic. It does have a split on both sides, and the thing that I found is the split goes pretty high for me. Maybe I just have short legs. So I did wear like some Spanx or some shorts underneath it, and you could kind of see the bottom of them. So it does go a little bit high, so just be mindful of the split length. You can always go back and make that shorter, but just FYI, I'm 5'5"-ish, and I thought it went up pretty high. Then again, I'm very conservative about my dress, so that could have been it as well. So overall, pretty simple pattern to sew if you're interested in sewing this pattern up. It's very easy. Like I said, the most complicated thing is the sleeve. After that, it's just literally just straight sewing and then doing your hem and then doing the edge stitching. So easy pattern, definitely check it out. Check out the Liverpool, even if you don't use it for this pattern. I think it makes for a great material. I used it in my DIY maxi dress that was Pinterest inspired. That was a Liverpool knit. So if you're looking for something that's kind of weighted, has stretch to it, but flowing at the same time, Liverpool would be the perfect fit for you. So go check out LA Finch Fabrics, and they may still have some of their Liverpool knits from the summer on sale. I know that they have some for the fall, so check them out. Today's outfit is actually one of my newest makes, latest makes that will be on the blog next week, depending on when I post this video, but it should be on the blog next week. And this is also some fabric from LA Finch Fabrics. So they have a lot of nice fabric. If you're looking for something, you know, floral, very chic, very girly, and very feminine, LA Finch Fabrics is the place to go for that particular fabric. So this is from them as well, and I'll be doing a blog post on this outfit and giving you more on that. But until next time, guys, I appreciate you watching. I definitely appreciate you subscribing. Don't forget to check out the blog that's going to go along with this video. It'll have more details, and I will also try to include all of the links to the material if it's still available. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.